There's a severe thunderstorm watch in effect for all of central New York. That is until 5 a.m. this morning.
Oh, God, I thought we were dead. I'm telling you, I thought the whole roof come off.
This is a News 5 special, the Labor Day Storm, Tragedy and Triumph.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Ron Curtis.
And I'm Maureen Green. It was supposed to be the final day of a long holiday weekend, the last one before the arrival of fall and another long Syracuse winter.
But Central New Yorkers never had a chance to sleep in Labor Day morning. Many of us were jolted awake 1 week ago today by booming thunder and the sound of hurricane-force winds.
It was the start of a night and a week to remember.
Oh, God, I thought we were dead.
I thought the world was ending.
I just heard a loud noise and rushed to put windows down. The water was coming in and heard crashing and looked out and the barn was gone.
Just an amazing display of lightning. Just the sound and the thunder as well. You could really tell that it was a big collision in air masses that was taking place.
It's a situation where I've declared a state of emergency. That means that people should stay in their homes, should watch television, listen to their radio, do whatever they have to do until we can give them a better update.
Stay indoors. 80,000 people without power this morning. NYMO is working to get that power back on, but they tell us it may be as much as a week before some people have juice back on in their homes and apartments. And again,
it doesn't appear that the fair will have its 12th day on Labor Day.
Good evening. I'm meteorologist Kathy Orr. Behind me, I have the Labor Day storm Doppler radar. We started off at 9 p.m. on Sunday, and you can see the explosions of storms early Labor Day morning. The storms came across the lake, a series of severe thunderstorms, and they formed what we call a bow echo. You can see the bright reds and oranges. This storm was devastating throughout central New York. It had the strength of a moderate to severe tornado, but it was determined by the National Weather Service office on Monday as they surveyed the damage that it was from straight-line thunderstorm winds. As these thunderstorms crossed the region over the Onondaga County region and most of central New York, there were downbursts of air, straight-line winds, most of the destruction in a west-east orientation, and that's why it was determined a derecho, the Spanish word for straight. This storm started in Niagara County, exploded across the New York State region, and ended off Cape Ann, Massachusetts by 6 a.m. Labor Day morning. Devastating indeed, and something we will not soon forget throughout the central New York region. We can also call it another storm of the century. Now back to Ron and Maureen.
Thank you, Kathy. Well, certainly by the early morning light, it was clear this was no ordinary summer thunderstorm.
No, only from the air could one grasp the full scope of this disaster. Our Chopper 5 camera provided pictures we often associate with the aftermath of hurricanes in the south and tornadoes in the Midwest. But these wrecked buildings and toppled trees were in our own community, from places like Port Byron and Syracuse's southwest side to the State Fair.
And the fair was poised to set an attendance record thanks to great weather for 11 days.
But as our Matt Mulcahy reports, the Labor Day storms brought an end to the fair and to 2 lives.
A windsnapped tree crushed what had been the place Beryl Stone lived during his visit to the fair. Now it's the place where he died. He was sleeping when the storm cut through. The 75-mile-an-hour winds collapsed tents and blew the roof off the dairy building, collapsing the tent and killing John Perry where he had been sleeping.
We ain't gonna die. I said, no, I just start praying. And I'm holding out of the door going.
Hundreds of evacuated fair campers survived the violent force of the winds and rain by holding on to each other for dear life.
We're hanging out of the sides of our camp. And thank God we're between 2 big ones because we would have probably run over ourselves.
As you all know, a tornado touched down at the New York State Fairgrounds.
What Fair Director Peter Campasili called a tornado turned out to be straight-line winds. But the language doesn't really matter to the victims who endured the fright and pain of the destruction.
Doesn't matter how much you do. when God decides that there's going to be a natural disaster, it's in His hands, and we're very thankful that it was just 2 casualties, because if it ever happened during the day, who knows how many.
If the storm had hit with the shoulder-to-shoulder record crowds we've seen all week, it could have been much worse. But instead, the tornado made its mark at 1:20 in the morning on Labor Day 1998.
Now, if you still hold advance sale tickets for the fair, you can mail them to the fair and get complimentary tickets for next year. Incidentally, the Labor Day race and demolition derby have been rescheduled for October 4th.
Now, the university area of the city was another hard-hit neighborhood.
The university's South Campus housing took a big hit. Roofs were ripped off on some student apartments. Hundreds of students were evacuated, and structural damage was reported in 10 buildings on campus.
And the storm made life in one of the city's more economically disadvantaged neighborhoods even tougher.
And as Donna Spezielli tells us, the storm also damaged a center of the community's life.
Sometimes God works in strange ways, not even a church immune from the storm's destruction. St. Lucy's steeple ripped right to the ground. Things that should have been strong weakened by Mother Nature's grip. Peter Starmer is visiting his daughter and granddaughter. This is his car.
Well, I already reported to the insurance people, and they've been working all night, and we won't mention names. And anyway, they've been getting calls from Syracuse all night, they say. And so there's going to be a long lineup for new windshields and new glass, so I don't know how long it will be.
How long will it take to right buildings or to get things that once stood tall back to normal again? And business could have been booming in a lot of places. Here at the Sears hardware store in Westphal Plaza, they were letting in people one by one for fear of looting.
Next one.
While they can bring out the worst in people, disasters have a way of bringing out the best, too.
I've been here for 7 years. People are like more than friends and customers. I'm just here to see if they need any help, any candles, berries.
On this Labor Day, we labored in ways we never imagined. But you won't find many people who complain about the lack of a holiday.
That's all I can say. And most of us still alive, so we can go on with our lives. I'm going to just pray for those who didn't make it.
Donna Spezielli, News 5.
Now, Syracuse wasn't the only place hit hard by the Labor Day storm.
Virtually everywhere you looked in the suburbs and neighboring counties, more downed power lines and trees and tales of survival. We'll have that as well as the latest on efforts to restore power.